let's get into some shite. Howdy, folks. Welcome to the Out of Tune Podcast. How you doing out there? Did you see your shadow? Is it 6 months? I don't know what. Where are we? What's going on? All right. Had a little bit of a extended vacation. All right, that was unplanned. Had to happen. I apologize. Good chance. You know, when that does happen, hoping it won't happen again. But if it does happen, it's a good chance to kind of catch up on podcasts you haven't listened to. There's tons of them out there. Have you heard them all? Some. Maybe you have. If you have, just take a break. I don't want to do that anymore. Here's what happened. We had several things happened last week that just kind of kept me from being able to do a show. So we have a guest room, and we rarely ever have guests. Last week we had guests. So the guest room is right next to my podcast studio. So the guests that we had came and stayed and kind of hung out. So it was really hard to come into my studio and do the show because right next to the guest room and they need privacy and I didn't want to disturb them. So it was kind of difficult to work out. So I ended up just kind of avoiding my studio for that amount of time. Also, last week, 2 holidays, Valentine's Day, which I don't celebrate that much. My wife and I don't do that too much. The day before Valentine's Day is my wife's birthday. So we did celebrate my wife's birthday. We had a little dinner out together. And then, I don't know, we did a couple things for Valentine's Day, traded Valentine's Day cards and things like that. But, you know, we don't make a huge deal out of it. But it's a holiday. It's going on. That happened. So we did that. Last week, for the first time maybe ever, both of our dogs were sick. 2 dogs sick at the same time. That is unusual and not fun. So that happened all last week. We were really busy. We had one dog who seemed to be okay, but she had the poops. She had the diarrhea. We don't know what happened, what she ate, what she got into. She seemed okay. She wasn't really, didn't seem sick. The other dog we don't know, kind of like bronchitis. He coughed a lot. He couldn't catch his breath. It was very scary. I didn't like watching it. We took him to the vet, and the vet was like, I don't know what it is. So they want to run tests on him. He's fine now. He's all over it. It took him about a week. I was scared to death. It's like he couldn't breathe. And then finally it started getting a little bit better. It was a lot like bronchitis when I've gotten bronchitis. And this dog has allergies. I've never known a dog that had allergies, and now we have one. But he has allergies, like seasonal allergies, and he sneezes and coughs a lot. And apparently it turned into bronchitis. So that was our week last week. It was busy, kind of crappy, a lot of stuff happening. The one thing that didn't happen is I didn't do a show. I apologize. I really do. I thought about it. Kept trying to figure out how to get up and do a show. Anyway, I'm doing it now. All right. So there we go. It's happening. I'm doing it. Did not watch the Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl? I've lost the whole desire to watch football. I used to be a big football person. I will still watch University of Tennessee. That's my my home team, I suppose. I watch them occasionally. If it's on TV, I'll watch some. I could still kind of get a little excited about that, even though I never went to University of Tennessee. I lived in Knoxville. That's everybody's home team if you live in Knoxville. You don't have to go to school there. My dad went to school there. My aunt worked there for her entire career. A lot of people, my family, I worked there for 6 years on the campus of University of Tennessee. My sisters, it's in orange blood. It's in your blood. So I do follow UT football sometime, but Super Bowl, my team used to be Washington Redskins, and there's no more Redskins. Good. I don't think there should be. I thought I kind of quit following them before they even changed the name. I thought it was kind of if they were the yellow skins or the black skins, it would have been a big deal. They would have changed it. But they resisted it with red skins. And, I'm not Native American. It's not offending me. And there were a lot of Native Americans like, we don't care. It's in some ways, some people felt like it was honoring them. But so like the Chiefs, you get it. The Chiefs are not real. It's not really a racist or a racial thing. The Chiefs are just high ups, the high up people in whatever organization. In this case, just happens to be the Chiefs and the Indians. I mean, one day they'll change it, I'm sure. I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not in it. I don't care. Do what you want. But anyway, the Chiefs won. So I had a friend who I worked with at the University of Tennessee when I was working there. He was a director. I was his assistant. We worked there for 6 years. Had a lot of fun. Funny guy. One of my favorite people in the whole world. He was a big Chiefs fan. At the time, Chiefs were always at the bottom. Did nothing, but he was just faithful Chiefs fan. Always talked about the Chiefs. They didn't even get into the playoffs. Anyway, I moved away from Knoxville, and a few years ago, got the news that he had died unexpectedly, which was very, very tragic and sad because I love the guy. He's like one of my favorite friends. And that year, the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl, and he never got to see it. It was like a really, really bad joke played on my friend. And then they've gone almost like every year after that. Can you believe that? What is that kind of weird thing that happened? So anyway, I guess in some ways I sort of root for the Chiefs, but I don't really care. I think they should just call them the Swifts now. I'm not into that thing either. I don't care. There's a lot of people that make a big deal out of it. I think it's great. This girl has a boyfriend. This boy has a girlfriend. Let them do it. Let them have fun. Hey, celebrate love. Why are you jealous? Why are people so jealous? Let these kids have a good time. Who cares if they're out kissing on the field? I don't care. That's their business. Let them do it. If I was young and Taylor Swift was my girlfriend, you better believe I would be right there on the field, on the stage, wherever I was. And if you're saying anything about it and you're a grown person, that's strange. That's just strange. Why should you care? Let the kids have a good time. So yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But that was it. That was my week, and I didn't have it was busy. There was a lot of things to do. I'm still personally getting over an illness. I'm pretty good. I'm doing all right, but it's still lingering around. It's the same thing that started happening at the end of last year, and I've not really totally gotten over it. It's a slow thing, getting over it. A little pain, just you think you're done, and a little pain just like, hey, here I am, right here. And it reminds you that you're mortal, that you can't get too cocky. I remember when I was in college, I've always had really bad skin, and when I was in college, my skin would break out a lot, and I thought, wow, I'm in college. I thought that was supposed to be over in high school. And I had a friend, one of my really good friends, also, he had skin that break out all the time, and we talk about it sometimes. He was like, yeah, it keeps you humble. You can't get too cocky. He was pretty cocky though, but we did, and I thought I was never going to get out of it. Did get out of it, but it's sucky having bad skin. But the same thing is, I don't know. It's just like life won't let you go too far in the pleasure. You can't. You get happy, a little too happy, it's going to pull you back. That's the way it is. I don't understand why it's like that, but it is. All right, I got a few things. Hey, let's go. Let's talk about this, because it's been a while since I've even mentioned it. We have a listener line here on the podcast. For all you people who might be listening for the first time, welcome. How are you? It's nice to see you. I should mention too, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Another thing that happened last week is I started a new little new business venture. And it's doing pretty good. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm not going to talk about it just yet, just saying that I did. Well, maybe I'll talk about it. It's kind of a personal thing, but it's making some money. So, okay, cool. That happened last week, and that was another reason why I was really busy, all right? So, listener line. See, I have all kinds of stuff I got to catch up on. All right. Ketchup. I would really like a chili dog right now. Ketchup would be great. Listener line 678-348-0008. You who are listening. No, I'm not talking about the people out there. I'm talking about you. Call the listener line if you have anything you want to talk about. If you have suggestions for the show, if you just want to say hi, if you want to just get your voice on the show, all you got to do is call the listener line 678-348-0008. Leave a message. It's a recording. Just leave a message. I'll play it on the show. You could text it. If you don't want to talk, I understand. Text it, and I will read it. It'll be my voice with your words, like you're the writer. You can also send email to the show, rick@outatune.com. That's me, OUTTATOON. That's me. Send an email if you want to do that. Or just join us on the Facebook page, Instagram page, Threads. We're on Threads. Hang out. We have a lot of people who listen to the show, but they're all quiet. You would think that no one listens to the show. In fact, most of the time, I think no one listens to the show. And whenever I say no one listens to the show, a bunch of people say, I get emails, a bunch of people say, I listen to the show. So I try not to say that much anymore. Although last week, no one listened to the show because there was no show. All right, so today, I got a couple of things I want to talk about today. I was doing some reading, like sometimes I'll do it. I was doing some reading up, about, I don't remember what I was reading about now. It's just like I do, just jump around on the internet and find things. And I found this is really interesting. 20 brutal truths no one wants to admit about themselves. And I started reading. I was like, holy crap, all of them are about me to some degree. I'm not, it's like sometimes I really do this. Other times I do it kind of. But to a certain extent, I think I do all of these, and I bet you do too, and that's why I'm going to read them. These are brutal truths no one wants to admit about themselves, but yet we all pretty much should. Number one, you choose success because without money or degrees, your deep-seated fear of being a failure is confirmed. Oh, what? Yeah, that's why you want success. Because you believe deep down that you got a fear of failure, so you choose success because you gotta cover that up, right? Number two, you care more about what other people think than about what you think, and it's destroying your confidence. Oh no, brutal truth, people. We all like to say we don't care, but we do. We do. We care more about what other people think than what we think. All right, number three, you desperately want approval from others, and you're willing to sacrifice aspects of your true self to receive it. Oh, that burns. Put a Band-Aid on that one, man. All right, number four, you're petrified of the sense of emptiness inside yourself, so you fill your life with distractions to keep yourself occupied. That's life in a nutshell right there. That's what we do. We don't do anything except distract ourselves every day, all day. We have to find distractions to cover up the fact that we're gonna freaking die. That's what we do. There's nothing I've discovered in life except that. Is we all just try to cover up the fact that we don't even know why we're here. We part of the distraction is religion, whatever. When we try to come up with these answers and we confidently spout them back to other people like we know what we're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about. Somebody told us that. We're just repeating what someone told. If you had to prove it, you can't. All you could say is, well, I believe it. That's it. None of us know anything. Now I lost my count. Number five, you blame other people for your problems so that you could feel better about your own shortcomings. I'm not even going to address that one because I think we all know we do that. Number six, you get angry at aspects of traits of others that you identify with. Yes. Hello, marriage. All right, number seven. You avoid dealing with your emotional issues despite knowing that they cause problems for everyone. That's why no one invites you to parties anymore. Number eight, you're terrified of being seen for who you really are. So you wear a masquerade that helps you feel more accepted. You wear a masquerade? Okay. Number 9, you enhance your image on social media to mask your feelings of inadequacy. Well, of course, that's what social media is for, right? Sure, I do it. Number 10, you pressure yourself to be perfect or care for others. Oh, that's nice. Because that was the only way you could receive love as a child. I'm going to read that one again. You pressure yourself to be perfect or care for others because that was the only way you could receive love as a child. Man, these hurt. These are brutal. Number 11, you chase happiness by purchasing materials because you're convinced that at your root you are not enough. That's why there's an Amazon package on your porch almost every week. Talking to me. Number 12, you allow your inner critic to ridicule you because it's the only way you know to create motivation. I don't even know what motivation is. All right, number 13, you create problems to solve because it's the only way you know how to be in the world. These hurt so bad. Oh, man. Number 14, you stick with what's known and suffer instead of trying something new because you're terrified of uncertainty. Oh, yeah, I started a new business last week, so shut up. All right, number 15, what do you got for me? You won't practice the advice you give others. That's already hurting because you'd rather fit in that practice what you preach and stand out. Well, you'd rather fit in than practice what you preach and stand out. Yes, I do. Okay. Don't we all do that, though? That is religion. We get to tell people what to do, and then we don't do it ourselves. Number 16, you don't want to engage in therapy because you'd be forced to admit that you're not okay and everything isn't in your control. I try to admit that on the podcast every day, every week. Number 17, you fake smile at others when you don't want to. All right. You fake smile at others when you don't want to because you know that your feelings aren't important to other people. I'm defeated right now. All right. Number 18, you hate the way your body looks. God, you've been reading my journal. And your emotional pain is directly related to your fear of death. This is the anti-Eckhart Tolle. All right. Number 19. You don't engage in deep conversations because you're afraid to admit that you have no idea what you're doing in life. That's my tombstone right there. Right? That's my tombstone. That's what I'm going to have that put on. I'm sorry I didn't talk to you because I was afraid to admit I have no idea what I was doing in life. Oh, can we take one more? Barely. I can't handle it. I got one more for you, though. Number 20, you pretend that you know the right way of doing things, but you fear that you'll die and discover that you got it all wrong. Oh, man. Those all hurt. I don't know. I can't continue. I'm wounded, really, right now. I'm hurting. Jeez. All right, we all right? Are we all good now? Whew. I'm gonna need to stretch. I'm gonna need to take a break there. I don't know if you survived any of that. Cold water here. That helps a little bit. Last week, this is gonna be a regular thing on the show if I remember it. I don't know what I'm doing in life. I said, send me random questions. So here's the thing. And this is something you could do if you're listening to the podcast. It's free. You don't have to do anything. By the way, we'll talk about stickers, free stickers, how you can get a free sticker. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But it's free sending me a random question. Any question. I don't care. I'll answer it. I'm going to pick 3. I'm going to do 3 random questions per show from whatever people send. And, if you send me 3 and 6 other people send me 3, I'll choose the best 3, and then we'll have enough for the next few weeks, and we'll just keep going, all right? This week we got three random questions. People, just general people. I'm not gonna say who send the questions in. If you recognize the question, you know where it came from. All right. All right. Random questions. What emoji do you use the most? Oh, so I'm not a huge. Well, that's not true. I do use emoji, but mostly like smiley emojis. I think I use smiley. The really laughing heavy emoji. My favorite emoji is a really, really sad emoji. I don't know why it makes me laugh. But I use birthday emojis, use those a lot. I don't know. That's about it. A lot of just smiling, laughing, I guess. I like the wide-eyed emoji too, when you can't believe something. That's a good one. But as far as like the most, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would use the most, but one of those out of there, I'm going to just pick the laughing hard emoji. That would be probably the one I use the most. We'll do that one. All right, number 2. Do you believe in love at first sight? Whoa. I believe in attraction at first sight. Yeah. I'm all right. I'm an old guy now. I'm in my 60s. 60s! Holy crap. I'm in my 60s. I don't know what love is. Lou Graham from Farner, can you tell me? No, I don't. I want to know what love is, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what love is. Do you? Is it a feeling? How do you know? It's one of those things no one ever tells you. You're just supposed to learn and figure it out, or just pretend like you know it. It's one of those things like we just talked about. You get to a point when you're like, you got to fake it because you're too embarrassed to let people know you don't know what it is. I don't know what love is. Is it a funny butterfly feeling in your stomach? I don't know. I've seen people I remember first time I met, every one of my exes, the first time you see them, you get that funny feeling in your stomach or your heart or wherever that is in there. And you're just like, oh, this is nice. Okay. So I believe in something at first sight. I believe in attraction at first sight. I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. I think maybe I have, but I met my wife online on a dating site. My current wife, the wife I'm going to have until I die, I hope. I was on a dating site and I wasn't having fun. I hated it. I met a lot of great people, but I couldn't stand it. I just didn't like letting people down, getting hurt. It wasn't fun. And I was just like, screw it. I'm not going to do this anymore. So I was taking my profile down and I just thought, all right, one more time. I'm just going to do a quick scan really quick. And I scanned really quick and I saw this really cute girl. Unlike what I'm usually attracted to, and what I don't mean ugly. She wasn't ugly at all. I'm usually attracted to like women with dark hair and dark eyes, and she had blonde hair and light color eyes, but she's had this look in her face. I was just like, whoa, that's a cute girl right there. So there's kind of a little sassy look about her, you know. It's like, I can't believe I'm doing this online dating thing. What is it? So I knew she was from Atlanta. I didn't think, I was in Chattanooga at the time. It was way too far, 2 hours. I don't want a long distance relationship. But I couldn't help it until I sent her a hello. I just said, hey, how's it going? Noticed that you like Tom Waits. I'm listening to Tom Waits right now. I had to say hi just because of that. That's all I wanted to say. And you're cute. I didn't tell her she was cute, but I did think she was cute. So she replied, and she just said something really dismissive. And I was like, okay, got it. I understand. No problem. No big deal. Just wanted to say hi. And then she was like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have just dismissed you like that. And then we started talking, emailing back and forth. And next thing you know, we meet in person. First time I saw her, I was like, okay, that I will never be away from this girl for the rest of my life as long as she will have me. That's what I thought. So I don't know. Is that love at first sight? It's all picture. Immediately knew something, but there has been so many other people that I see the same thing and it doesn't work out. So I can't say yes. I don't know. Kind of believe in that though. I do. All right. One more random question. What keeps you up at night? What keeps you up at night? I don't know what that means. Like anxiety or what? I don't know exactly what that means. I'm going to say it's like what keeps you up at night. What keeps you from falling asleep? Maybe. So I don't get a lot of anxiety where I just can't fall asleep. I used to. I learned how to handle it when a lot years ago in my business, when my so much stress and anxiety in the business that I owned, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to pay this person? How am I going to get this done? How am I going to drive 8 hours and then get up and paint and do all the stuff that I had to do? That would keep me awake at night. Now, the only thing that keeps me awake is YouTube. I just sit and watch videos all night. And I'll be honest, as I've gotten older, I don't sleep as regularly. So I will sleep. I go to bed normally around 9 o'clock, old person's time, 9, 10 if it's a weekend or something like that. But yeah, I go to sleep and then I wake up about 2 or 3, and then I just watch videos until sometimes 5 o'clock, and then I'll drift back off for a couple hours, wake up, done. That's it. So I'm going to say now the only thing that keeps me awake at night is YouTube. Does that answer the question? That's your 3 random questions right now for those who want to know. All right, one more thing I'm going to talk about. This is just something I'm just going to bring up really quick. I am pondering it. I'm wrestling with it. I'm thinking about it. I don't understand why we as human beings need to witness our bodies breaking down. I don't understand it. I don't understand what the purpose of it is. It's not just humans either. It's like dogs. My dogs that were sick, you got to watch it. Why does life bring us into existence just to tear us down? It seems cruel. It doesn't make any sense. If there is a reason not to believe in God, it is that. Why would God torture you this way, but bring you into existence just so he could screw with you and make your body fall apart? And that happens, if you're young, you don't get to deal with it quite as much. As you get older, it's going to happen. Your body at some point is going to attack you. It's going to be the thing that does you in, most likely, pretty much. Sometimes it's your mind, which I guess might be your body, but whether you have Alzheimer's or I was watching Michael J. Fox on the award ceremony on Parkinson's. It's just his body's just gradually taking him out. He's my age. He's a year or 2 older than me. Why do we need that? Why do we need to live an existence where we have pain, that we have to deal with pain in our bodies, or watch our bodies gradually fail until we're dead? That seems awfully cruel. And I can't imagine any kind of intelligent supreme deity getting any kind of pleasure out of that. Why would anybody design that kind of a world? I don't understand it. But it happens with trees. Trees get diseases; they die. It happens with dogs. It happens with cats. It happens with, the beasts in Africa kill each other to eat. I don't get it. Why couldn't everything be vegetarian? Why do we have to eat anything? Why does anything have to die for us? It just makes no sense to me. So that's what I've been. I don't know. Do you have an idea? Is that for me, like spiritually? So when you think about it, I think there's something in the back of my head that when I was a child going to church and getting spiritual, I always felt like the closer you get to God, or the more you get into spirituality, the more chance you have to completely avoid that, right? I don't know. You feel like, if I get spiritual, I won't have any trials or tribulations, and I'll be some kind of a supreme being that God takes care of. And it's not true. When you think about it, like when I was going through a lot of pain earlier this year, and it's hard to practice any kind of spirituality when you're doing that. And I try to practice the spirituality, because pulling me out. And I was like, why? What's going on? I don't understand it. And then I remember, you think about it, it's like Jesus, who a lot of people consider the most enlightened being that ever lived, whether he was or not, I don't know. I'm just saying a lot of people believe that. Jesus was murdered. Now, there are people, especially in the Christian church, who believe he came back to life. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about that part. I'm just saying he was murdered. He died because he couldn't. You can't come back to life unless you die. So he died because he was murdered. He was tortured. It wasn't fun. You could read the Bible itself, the Christian Bible, and see that he wasn't having fun. At one point, he even thought God turned its back on him. So it wasn't fun. It was lonely. It was horrible. He was tortured. He got thirsty, wanted water, and they stuck a spear in his side. How is that fun? How is that? It's murder. He was tortured until he died. The most enlightened being in the world. When you think about it, like Gandhi, MLK, Martin Luther King, shot. All the good that they did, shot. Ramana Maharshi, one of the, some people believe he's the most enlightened being who ever lived, died of cancer. Nisargadatta Maharaj also died of cancer. He smoked like a chimney, but still. I don't know. I can't remember what Buddha died of, but when you think about it, spirituality doesn't protect you. It doesn't matter how much you go to church. Doesn't matter how much you read your Bible. Doesn't matter how much you pray. Doesn't matter how much you meditate. Doesn't matter how much you do yoga. Any of that doesn't matter. You still have to deal with your body trying to kill you. And I can't figure out why that's necessary. I don't know why we're in this world where we have to put up with that. And how do you put up with that? Last year, I think it was last year. Was it last year? 2 years ago? Last year, my mother-in-law died, pancreatic cancer. She went to the hospital in August. It's her birthday. She went to the hospital. She was feeling a little bit of a pain. She didn't know what it was. She just thought it was a pain. And they did some tests. They said, well, you got pancreatic cancer. That's what the pain is. She was like, what? Huh? What? Yeah. Put the brakes on your life because you got pancreatic cancer. And that's what happened. And so she fought it for a while. She was like, no. I'm not gonna give into that. My wife is like, well, she's fooling herself. I've seen people go through this before. I know what's going to happen. But there was a point where she had to resign herself to realizing, no, I'm not going to survive this. And then when she did, I kind of feel like she really kind of died with dignity. She very consciously wrote it out. She just let it happen, and she gave in, and she just lived through it. Well, what else are you going to do? That's all we can do, right? But why is that? What do you need that for? Why? Why can't we all just close our eyes and go to sleep and then we're gone? Why do we need pain? Why do we need to be tortured? Why does life need to torture us? Why does nature need to torture us? Am I overstating my questions? It's just because I don't know. I'm confused. I like to think that, I don't know. I don't like the word God, but there's something there, and I'm not going to put a label on it. But why is it that this something made that to be the experience in life? Is there a way to avoid it? Have you figured that out? I don't know. Tell me. What do you think? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to go to church? Do I not have enough faith? How about you? Are you going to die? You have enough faith to live through the whole thing? No one does. Don't tell me that. All right. Now that I've really put a dark cloud on all of this stuff, I'm going to say goodbye. Sorry it took so long. I will see you next Monday. That's right. Monday. I'll do it. Okay. I'll see you then. Bye.